Good morning. Welcome back to the NT Daily for Tuesday, June 16th. Our lead stories today are about the state budget. Yes, I know. Please don't shoot the messenger. I know this is not a shock. I feel like at this point the state budget is becoming main character energy for the NT Daily. And I don't love that for us because I feel like I have enough main character energy myself. But this is what happens when you live in the capital city. Other towns get headlines like new coffee shop opens. Well, we have those too, but we get general revenue projections and institutional funding formulas. I'm sorry. It is what it is. This is what happens when the center of state government is right down the street from the downtown. So the reason we keep talking about the budget is because it's connected to everything. So yes, we're back in budget world today, but we're going to try to make that as painless as possible, mostly. So over the weekend or late last week, Speaker Alex Riley made a big move by naming a new House Budget Committee chair. And I'm just going to pause here because I feel like this story is sort of inside baseball that matters. The House Budget Chair is probably the most important non-leadership position in the House. It's not a job that gets normal people excited. Nobody except for lobbyists are at the backyard barbecue saying, "Did you hear who got budget chair?" Unless you live in Jefferson City, in which if you are at a backyard barbecue with lobbyists, they are absolutely talking about this because this position matters. The budget chair is the person who helps decide how the state spends billions of dollars, and Speaker Riley appointed a fellow Greene County Republican, Representative Bill Owen, to that role, which is notable because Springfield and the surrounding area already have a lot of political gravity right now since Alex Riley is Speaker of the House. Owen has nearly 40 years of experience in banking, previously served on the Budget Committee, and chaired the House Financial Institutions Committee. Big takeaway is that budget decisions are going to be even more important next session and the following years, and the person holding that gavel and running that committee will have a lot of influence over what makes it into the spending plan and what doesn't. And that brings us to higher education, because if you want an example of a budget fight that is already coming or might already be here, it is over Missouri's higher education funding formula. Higher education officials are under pressure to overhaul the way the state funds public colleges and universities. The Department of Higher Education and Workforce Development has until December 1st to come up with a new formula for distributing state aid among public colleges and universities. And if they don't, lawmakers may create their own plan, which is basically the General Assembly version of your parents saying, you can clean your room or I can clean it for you. And nobody likes that second option. In my house, that means stuff, toys, everything is getting thrown away. So, Higher Education Commissioner Bennett Boggs told college presidents that he wants them to work with the department in good faith because the risk is that lawmakers create a plan that institutions quite likely will not like, in quotes. So, right now, Missouri uses a decade-old model that basically starts with the previous year's funding and adds an inflation factor. That money then gets divided among universities based on a set percentage. There was a proposal earlier this year that based funding solely on enrollment that passed the House but was rejected by the Senate. And within our own reporting, we talked about how it would have slashed funding at Truman State and Kirksville and made major reductions to Missouri's historically black universities, including Lincoln University right here in Jefferson City. So this is not simply a government or academic exercises. These formulas have real consequences, and this is all happening while the state, as we have talked about already this week, is warning that Missouri's broader budget picture is getting tighter. We are so excited that today's NT Daily is brought to you by MU Healthcare, our newest sponsor of the NT Daily. If you're looking for advanced heart care close to home, MU Healthcare offers the region's most comprehensive cardiovascular services and is accepting new patients in Columbia and Jefferson City. From preventive heart screenings and diagnostic testing to leading-edge care for complex conditions, you can find the support and expertise you need with MU Health. Call 573 488-HEART to schedule an appointment today or visit muhealth.org. Health, heart care now to learn more. MU Healthcare, expert care close to you. All right, so we're going to move into our newest segment. We're going to try to do this twice a week. It seemed like it was a big hit last week when we first introduced our replacement for our prep sports update. Newest segment, hot take or hot mess. This is where we look at an opinion piece and decide whether it is making an important point, lighting a fire, or wandering into the group chat without enough context and too much confidence. So today's piece is a locally submitted piece titled Civics Anyone? And I'll just say it right up front. This is a hot take. A local government hot take, a city charter hot take. This letter is about whether the mayor is a member of the city council. The writer's point is that the mayor can be president of the council without being a member of the council, and compares it to the vice president of the United States, who is president of the Senate and casts a vote to break a tie if needed, but is not a senator. I love this analogy. It's a clean analogy. It is a good local op-ed. It's somebody saying, I have read the charter and I would like everyone to return to civics class immediately. Not every op-ed, folks, has to be about democracy collapsing or national politics or whether AI is coming to steal our jobs and then asking for a promotion. Sometimes I just want a local person to write in and say, actually, the mayor is not a council member, and I have a constitutional comparison ready. So this is the content we needed. It's local government with a little spice. And in my best Christopher Walken voice, SNL, cowbell version, cowbell voice, I need more local op-eds. I have a fever, and the only prescription is more Jefferson City hot takes, please, because these are kind of pieces that make hot take or hot mess work. So more of this, more people writing about local issues. Thank you. I want your argument about city council procedure. I want passionate defenses of roundabouts. I want to make the editorial page local again. So please do not make me do another syndicated column about work from home before I become a part of the problem. Thank you. We'll be back more this week with more hot take or hot mess. But before we move on, today's NT Daily is also brought to you by Hen House, your local market here in Jefferson City. And once again, if you are a pork house like my house is, this week is for you at Hen House. They have boneless pork loins for $1.99 a pound, whole pork tenderloins for $2.99 a pound, boneless pork chops for $2.49 a pound, and pork loin boneless country-style ribs for $2.29 a pound for that barbecue I know you were planning this week. I love a good theme. Go check out our friends at Hen House. They also have bacon-wrapped beef filet mignon steaks, KC strip steaks, and for produce, we have southern peaches, seedless watermelon, red seedless grapes. You can always find cinnamon rolls, chocolate chip cookies, and home-style bread in the bakery. Go see our friends at Hen House at 1904 Southwest Boulevard in Jefferson City. If you want those deals straight to your phone, text Hen House at 41570. I also want to give another shout out to another NT Daily sponsor, which is South Bank Gift Company in downtown Jefferson City. Father's Day is coming up. South Bank has thoughtful gifts and cards for the father figures in your life. Whether you need a small memento, a great card, or a last-minute gift because you've been putting it off, that also feels personal. South Bank can help you find something that's just right. And let's be honest, Father's Day gifts can be hard. There are only so many times you can say, do you need another grilling tool before everyone has to admit that we are out of ideas? South Bank can help you, so stop in this week before Father's Day. Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5 in downtown Jefferson City. All right, before we go, we have one more local government story for the week, and this one I have personal feelings about. I mean, would it be the NT Daily lately if Aaron did not have personal feelings about the topic? A traffic study and pedestrian safety improvements are being recommended near Moreau Heights Elementary School. I drive this road every day, taking my children to either school or summer camp on the east side. So when I saw this story, I had a very specific reaction, which was finally, because this intersection, especially during school, is dangerous. The area in question is around Moreau Drive, Huff Park Road and Greenberry Road, right at Moreau Heights Elementary School. A local resident, Martha Harris, raised concerns about children walking to school and asked the city to look at safety improvements. According to the story, Public Works and the Planning Commission are recommending the city fund a traffic study and pursue some temporary safety measures. Hey, I told 2 members that were running for city council this past cycle in April about this exact intersection and how I was concerned about it. I will not name names because I am growing as a person. But I did tell people about this and they kind of acted like I was crazy. But I'm not crazy, at least not about this. So when you come up on this intersection where students are supposed to cross over to Moreau Heights Elementary, it is, at least coming from the west side of town, is a blind spot, which is terrifying. So I'm absolutely for them looking at this crosswalk and making safety improvements, because if the whole safety plan depends on drivers paying attention, we have a flaw in the plan because people are distracted. People are late. People are looking for their kids' water bottles in the back seat. They're drinking coffee, and people are people. So we need to design safety with that in mind. Really glad that the city is looking at this. Another local school article I want to point you to before we go is that quick congratulations to the Mid-Missouri educators that were recognized in the 2026 Heart of Missouri Regional Teacher of the Year program. We had an article about that this past weekend. Lots of local school districts were mentioned: Cole County, R5, Eldon, Jefferson City, Blair Oak, Southern Boone. Many teachers were honored. I would love it if you would check out that article, see some of the names that are listed, send in stories about some of these teachers who are recognized. We would love to feature them on the NT Daily and in the News Tribune. So please take a look at that article from over the weekend. We would love to hear from our local school districts about how they are honoring some of the teachers that were mentioned. That is all for the NT Daily today. I have no more hot takes. Do not worry, at least not for another day. So I hope that you enjoy your Tuesday morning. Remember that we have City Administrator Brian Crane on in the morning on Wednesday morning, and Steffi Smith and I are looking forward to talking to Brian about what's going on in Jefferson City and everything the city has going on. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll see you soon.